Welcome to Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410. We are broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you the Fox River Valley and beyond. Thank you everyone for tuning in today, starting off the middle part of the morning with some good news, fascinating facts, arts and entertainment, food and restaurants, and recognition. That is recognition of some fantastic people out there that definitely do deserve that recognition. Thanks for tuning in today. This is Matt McNeil hosting Out to Lunch, taking you out to lunch on WRMN AM 1410. Remember that we are streaming live here on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. Don't forget, of course, hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you can always keep yourself up to date, in tune, and in the loop with what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN AM 1410. Of course, we also do have our text line at 505-926-1410. That's 505-926-1410. That is the number to text to. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, that's the way to do it here. Again, we are on youtube.com, which means we are streaming live here. So you'll be able to see our lovely faces here on the radio in studio here. Despite it being a very rainy day outside here in Elgin, Illinois, no matter where you might be, we hope that you are enjoying your day. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Now, of course, as we know here too, we've got Easter coming up, right? It's coming up. It's just around the corner. We're already into the month of April. We have marched our way out of the month of March and into the month of April, which means, of course, you are getting ready for Easter baskets. You're getting ready for some great different activities to do, right? You've got maybe kids at home that are looking for fun activities. Where do I go and who do I go to figure out these activities? Maybe you're a new parent and you're trying to look for some fun activities for kids to do, but you don't know where to start. Well, featured on today and Good Housekeeping, the work of Kim McLeod has reached a wide variety of folks out there. Calling in from Toronto, we've got here Kim McLeod. Thank you so much for joining us today on the air. How are you doing this day?
Thank you. I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us live here today. And I am correct here. You're calling from, is that Toronto? Is that correct?
Yes, I'm in Toronto.
Oh my goodness, that is awesome. So, Kim, we're so excited to be speaking with you today. You are the creator of the popular kids craft and activities website that is the bestideasforkids.com. You also do have a community of over 2 million followers. So you are very well known. You are getting the word out. You are getting those fun and easy craft ideas out to the world for parents and for kids as well. So that is fantastic. Tell us a little bit here as an intro, what got you interested in conducting information on crafting and activities, and what kind of piqued your interest in helping folks out there who want to do some fun, creative projects that are easy as well, too?
Yeah, so I actually went to school for business, and I started off in marketing, but I've always had a really creative and like artsy background and loved doing crafts growing up as a kid. And so after I had my son and he was a toddler, I was at home with him and trying to keep him busy. We started creating a lot of crafts together. And then I just started sharing those online and on Pinterest. And the first few that I made went completely viral. Now, this was 10 years ago, so it was quite a while ago. But I started creating more, and more of those ideas started taking off. And then I just realized maybe I have a knack for doing this. So that's really how the Best Ideas for Kids was born. I just kind of went all in on it and built up this community where I share lots of fun kids crafts, activities, even science activities, and I offer a lot of free printables too.
That is fantastic. And again, folks who are tuning in on YouTube or also on the AM 1410 dial, you can check out her website, thebestideasforkids.com. It's a beautifully put together website. You can browse fun and easy activities for kids. How cool is that? Now, of course, you have been featured on Today on Good Housekeeping. Your work has reached a wide audience. What has been the most exciting part of seeing your ideas gain national recognition?
I think the most exciting part is when people actually make the crafts and then they send me pictures or they show me what they've made with their kids and how much they had fun and how much they enjoyed it. I just did one where you can make your own window clings out of glue.
Ah, nice. That's awesome.
You only need glue. Yeah, it's really cool. And I got a picture of someone that made it, and they said this is actually my favorite craft that they've ever made. So that was amazing, like testimony to hear that. And I think that's kind of one of the best parts of this job is just being able to affect so many people, and they're having fun with these ideas. They're being creative with their kids, and they're learning too.
And that's the definite thing there, too, that we want to focus on here with this next question is the learning side of things. It's not just, of course, these fun, colorful kids activities to do. You also have recommendations that include brain-teasing puzzles and hands-on STEM projects.
Yeah, so I put a list of ideas for things that you can get for kids for Easter this year, going beyond candy, beyond chocolate, because as you know, everyone's always buying that for kids and they're getting a ton of it at Easter time. So I wanted to come up with some ideas that are non-candy and educational in nature. And so for brain teasing, one of my books, actually, the Ultimate Book of Would You Rather Questions, is one of my favorite things that kids can do on their own. It gets their minds thinking. They get to ask the questions to each other. They're conversation starters, and you can take it on the go. So that's a really fun one to get. Another favorite is this brain teaser puzzle. It's gone viral on TikTok. It's called Canoodle, and it's almost like a 3D Tetris puzzle.
I have heard of Canoodle before, yes.
Have you? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you have all these like little pieces and you have to fit them all back together. It's not as easy as it sounds, but it's a lot of fun.
Very, very.
And then, and then in terms of STEM, some of my favorite ideas are one of the more recent things we've got is a digital handheld microscope.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's really cool. So you can hold it in the palm of your hand. You can take it with you, so you can go out on like nature walks or anything like that and bring it with you. It zooms up to 1,000 times, so it's really cool to look at like leaves and grass, like different things outside, and really zoom in and see how things look under a microscope. It is so cool. I highly recommend that. And then another thing we've had fun with is a crystal growing kit. So the one we have is from National Geographic, and it's a crystal forest kit. And you can basically grow your own crystal trees. You add this solution to it, and it grows overnight. It's really, really cool.
That is absolutely fantastic. This is so cool. So how do you work with these different businesses and companies? Do they reach out to you? Do you reach out to them? I imagine it's probably a team effort work.
I don't actually partner with a lot of companies. All of these kind of Easter ideas are just me going out finding the best ideas, no pun intended.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, I just testing things on my own, things that I've gotten for my kids, and then I just try to compile like some of the coolest, maybe innovative things that people haven't heard of before. Mm-hmm. But I do partner, every now and then I will partner with some companies, mostly like craft supplies. So I do have a campaign coming up with Stedler, and they make pens and writing pens and different like art pens and that kind of thing. So I will partner with some companies, but for these ideas, they're all just things that I found on my own that I just really love.
That is really cool. Now, Easter is coming up pretty soon. It's often all about candy, but you've put together some creative non-candy Easter basket ideas. Now, what inspired you to focus on these alternatives? What are some of your favorite items that are included?
Yeah, so it's just about, including ideas maybe in the basket that won't get eaten in one session. Mm-hmm. Things you can get that will go beyond just, having that sugar rush. But I always try to think of things that either are going to get kids creative or educational in nature. So like the microscope, a crystal kit. Another really fun one is you can get hydrophobic sand called magic sand, and kids can kind of learn about science properties that way. There's some really easy sensory products you can get, even do yourself. So grab some plastic Easter eggs. You can put Play-Doh in there, and that's a fun way to like put something different in an Easter egg that you might be hiding. We also really love something called a push peel.
Okay.
And this is like our favorite sensory item to take on the go. It's got these like silly string, almost, I guess you could call them silicone strings, and you push them into this mat, and you can do different configurations on the mat. It's even for adults. I would recommend this as a sensory item because it's really fun to play with. And then we really like this new, well, I don't know if it's new, but if you're a slime fan, but you're not a fan of the mess, I love Crazy Erin Putty. You can find it on Amazon, and it comes in little tins and big tins, so they're perfect for an Easter basket size. But they don't get sticky, so it's not going to really stick to your hair or stick to your clothes. You can bounce it on the ground even, and it's really fun to stretch. It's similar to slime, but not as messy, which we love.
Absolutely, yeah, because kids can get messy sometimes, and you want to make sure that they're not getting too messy there. So with this, you also offer slime recipes here too. I think that's really cool. How to make the slime, I think that's fantastic. Lots of different recipes there too. You also do offer food recipes as well under the activities. You've got a food section here, so that's great. Got like ice cream in a bag, homemade gummy bear recipes. You got the whole thing going for you. I love it. And for the kids too, especially.
Yeah, so most of the food recipes are fun kind of food items you can make with your kids and make it an activity out of it as well, which is always fun, and they love to do it too.
That is so cool. Now, as a mother yourself, how do you balance creating content, writing books, and also managing the family life too? Because I know kids can, of course, be a handful, and you want to. How do you try to balance that when it comes to creating the content and the writing books? And do you have any tips for any other parents out there who might be juggling work and home life too?
Yeah, I think the reason I got into this to begin with was I was doing things with my kids, and then I naturally just kind of started sharing those. So I think finding things that you can do with your kids that you're interested in and they're interested in is a fun way to interact with them, but also get them busy. But don't feel the guilt of having to constantly, do things with them, because as adults, we have responsibilities too. We have to make dinner. We have to clean, there's so many things we have to do too. And so everything that I'm doing that to share with you guys. But I'm also, as a mom, thinking in the back of my mind, what are things that are easy for parents, because we know that we all don't have tons of time to prep. So that's why I love working with recycled materials, because it's usually stuff you can find around your home and you don't have to go out shopping to get it. You might already have it on hand, or you can save it. I have a whole book of, the first book I wrote was 60 projects with recycled materials. It's called Fun and Easy Crafting with Recycled Materials. And parents love that because, again, you can save those recycled materials, you have them on hand, and then kids can use the book to, create something with the recycled materials on their own. And I also really love printables. So I offer a lot of coloring pages, I Spy pages, a bunch of different activity pages that you can just print out and then kids can do on their own. So these I like to use when I'm making dinner, especially when my kids were younger. They're a little older now, but when they were younger, I would print out, a color by number sheet, and my daughter would work on that while I was making dinner. So it was something easy that I could just print out and she could do on her own while I was, having to spend time doing dinner. So that's another fun but also easy way to get kids to be busy and work on something while you can also do your chores or anything that you need to do, or take the time to have a coffee and relax.
Yep. Absolutely. And kids are a sponge. They'll soak up everything. They want to learn so much. They love seeing the bright colors and doing all of the fun crafts and activities. and making things and, doing all of that. And so when you have a site like you have, bestideasforkids.com, and also books, that really does help not just, of course, the kids, but also the parents as well, too. So I give you a lot of kudos to this. I can tell you're passionate about what you do, and that's important for our kids to continue to learn and while they're growing and developing too.
100%. I love what I do. I love seeing what people are making, hearing what they're doing, and getting feedback, making new things that people want. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I think it's also nice to see that I'm making an impact on people's lives that are enjoying all these activities with their kids too.
I totally agree. Well, Kim, thank you so much for calling in, and from Toronto as well, too. Thank you so much. And we'll definitely keep suggesting this. Check out their website, folks, if you're tuning in right now, thebestideasforkids.com. Definitely check it out. You can also check out her books. That is on Amazon.com. She's got some books there. Very, very nice. Thank you so much again for joining us here today on WRMN. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
All right. We had Kim McLeod just calling in here, talking with us about some awesome ideas for kids. And if you want to join in on the fun too, check out our website. That is thebestideaforkids.com. Bestideaforkids.com. She's also on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can find information, crafts, activities. You can filter them by age for babies, toddlers, preschool, and elementary, and different seasons. So, of course, here we're getting closer to the Easter season here. And really, we're in the Easter season. Easter's coming up around the corner. We're in the month of April. And if you want to check out the latest and greatest of ideas, check it out. This is on her website, thebestideasforkids.com. Please feel free to check it out. Go and support her. She offers some really great activities and crafts for kids, not just for kids too, of course, to ease their ability when it comes to learning, but also to ease the parents as well too, keep them occupied. Well, like she said, being able to step back as a parent, let the kids do some fun crafts and have a little cup of coffee there too. So the parents can also have fun as well. So